She sits in the quiet of her own thoughts, the kind of quiet that only someone who has lived many decades, many storms, and many rebirths can understand. She looks at you as though she has known you for years, as though she has seen your struggles, your attempts, your doubts, your tiny victories, your secret dreams you tell no one because they feel too fragile to expose. She has that soft, steady look in her eyes, the look of someone who has guided ambitious, restless souls before, someone who has held together a family of dreamers, someone who has stood behind a child who wanted to change the world long before anyone believed he could. She leans forward just a little, not for dramatic effect, but because she wants you to really hear what she's about to say. She wants it to reach the part of you that has been tired for too long, the part that almost gave up last night, or last week, or last year. She understands that the world can take the shine off your spirit. She understands that life, even when you give it your best, can feel like it's pushing you backwards, convincing you that you're not enough, making you question the worth of starting, trying, fighting, believing. She has something to tell you, something you need to hear right now, something that may feel like warm sunlight on a cold morning. She tells you that you don't realize how strong you already are. You think strength only counts when it wins, when it triumphs, when it shouts from a mountaintop. But she knows that strength often looks like waking up on a morning when your spirit feels heavy and choosing to rise anyway. It looks like taking one small step on a day when your heart could barely carry a thought. It looks like deciding that your story is not finished even when someone else has closed the book on you. She wants you to understand something she had to learn over decades. People who end up changing their lives, their families, or the world rarely look like world changers in the beginning. They look like you. Confused. Overwhelmed. Uncertain. Human. They don't feel brave. They become brave because life demands it of them. She tells you that dreaming is not foolish. It is a responsibility. If a dream appears inside you, quietly, stubbornly, persistently, it's because life is trying to use you as a vessel. She has watched dreams be born in small rooms, on quiet nights, in the hearts of people who didn't know they had something extraordinary inside them. She has watched these same people doubt themselves, sabotage themselves, underestimate themselves. And she has watched them eventually rise. She wants you to rise sooner. She wants you to understand that you do not follow the dream follows you because you are the one capable of fulfilling it. She knows that the world loves to tell people to be realistic. She also knows that realistic is often a word used by those who are too frightened to imagine more. She looks at you with that calm certainty and tells you that everything extraordinary that has ever happened started as something unrealistic. Every breakthrough, every leap, every invention, every life that transformed from ordinary to astonishing began with someone who decided to believe in what they could not yet see. She wants you to hold your dream boldly, even if no one understands it yet. She tells you that you don't need applause. You don't need approval. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You only need one person with unwavering conviction, yourself. And she knows that conviction isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a whisper, soft, trembling, but alive. She has lived long enough to know that whispers can move mountains if they persist long enough. She knows you doubt your timing. She tells you that timing is rarely the problem. Self-belief is. She has seen people start late and win. She has seen people start early and crumble. She has seen people start many times before they finally found the version of themselves capable of carrying the dream. She tells you something else, something that settles into your bones: you don't have to prove your worth. You already have worth simply by existing. You are not trying to become valuable. You are trying to uncover the value that is already there. Buried under years of fear, judgment, comparison, and silence. She knows what it feels like to carry expectations. She knows what it feels like to be misunderstood. She knows what it feels like to support someone who the world called crazy, only for the world later to call them a genius. And she knows that buried inside you might be a spark others will not recognize yet, but that spark is real. She wants you to protect that spark. Nurture it. Feed it. Let it grow quietly until it becomes a fire strong enough to light your path. She tells you that greatness has nothing to do with fame or power or recognition. Greatness is built in private. In the moments no one witnesses. In the choices no one praises. In the failures no one forgives. In the attempts no one sees. She wants you to stop punishing yourself for being human. You think your mistakes mean you are not capable. She thinks your mistakes mean you are alive, learning, evolving. You think your struggles mean you are weak. She thinks your struggles are preparing you for something bigger. You think the delays mean you are failing. She thinks the delays are shaping you into someone who can sustain the blessings you are asking for. She tells you that life does not give anything prematurely. It gives when you are ready to hold it. Ready to manage it. Ready to grow within it. Ready to survive its tests. She reminds you that you cannot rush the unfolding of a destiny. You can only prepare yourself to meet it. She sees the fatigue behind your eyes. She sees the burden you carry. She sees the fear you haven't spoken. And she tells you to breathe. Just breathe. You have been holding the world on your shoulders for too long. You have been trying to fix everything, carry everything, become everything at once. She tells you something you may not want to hear, but need to: you are allowed to rest. Rest is not weakness. Rest is strategy. Even rockets don't launch continuously. They prepare, they refuel, they wait for the right moment. You must do the same. She tells you to stop calling yourself behind. There is no universal timeline. There is only your timeline. Your pace. Your evolution. Your path. No one else is living your story. No one else has your soul. No one else has your exact blend of abilities, wounds, hopes, contradictions, scars, and brilliance. You are not late. You are becoming. She tells you that sometimes life adds pressure before a breakthrough. Not to break you, but to force you to expand. To stretch your limits. To grow into the version of yourself capable of holding the life you are asking for. You think everything is falling apart. She thinks everything is rearranging itself to make room for what is coming. She tells you not to fear being different. The world may not always reward different, but history remembers it. She tells you that your uniqueness is not a flaw, it is your power source. She tells you to trust your curiosity because curiosity is the beginning of creation. She tells you to trust your intuition because intuition is the compass of every soul that has ever changed its own fate. She tells you to trust your persistence because persistence is the quiet engine behind every success. She tells you that you cannot fail if you are willing to rise again. You may fall. You may slip. You may lose. You may break. But she believes you have the capacity to rebuild stronger each time. She sees in you a resilience you have forgotten. She sees in you a potential you underestimate. She sees in you a future you can't imagine yet. She smiles softly and tells you that one day, you will look back and realize that the moment you are in right now, the doubt, the uncertainty, the heaviness, was not the end of something. It was the beginning. The reshaping. The awakening. The preparing. Life is not punishing you. Life is preparing you. You are not stuck. You are growing roots. You are not failing. You are gathering strength. You are not lost. You are being redirected. She tells you that you have more inside you than you have ever seen. More depth. More courage. More capability. More brilliance. More creativity. More heart. More endurance. And she wants you to stop dimming that light just because others don't know how to handle it. She wants you to remember that the world has always belonged to those who dared to believe in what did not yet exist. She believes you are one of them. She believes your story is far larger than the moment you are living. She believes you are stronger than you know. She believes you are capable of rising higher than you imagine. She believes you have a purpose that is not small. And she wants you to know, deeply, stubbornly, completely, that the world has not yet seen the best of you. Not even close. So she looks at you one last time with that comforting, unshakable certainty and tells you the most important thing of all, don't give up now. You are closer than you think. Your life is not finished. Your story is not done. You are still becoming, still unfolding, still rising. And she believes in you, enough for both of you until you believe in yourself again. She continues, her voice steady, gentle, carrying that rare mixture of warmth and authority that only someone who has witnessed many beginnings and many triumphs can hold. She tells you that there will come a day when you thank yourself for not giving up during this exact season of your life. A day when you will look back and realize that everything you thought was breaking you was actually shaping you. A day when every moment of doubt becomes a reminder of how far you've come, how much you've overcome, how fiercely you fought to grow into the person you always had the potential to be. She tells you that life doesn't test the weak. Life tests those who are meant for something larger, something wider, something brighter. And you, whether you realize it or not, are being prepared for something that requires strength, endurance, and a depth of spirit that cannot be built through comfort. She knows you sometimes wonder why things feel harder for you than for others. She knows that you question why the road seems longer, why the breakthroughs seem slower, why the peace you crave seems to hover just out of reach. She tells you gently that some souls are sculpted differently. Some souls carry bigger missions, invisible to the eye but felt in the heaviness of the heart. Some souls are asked to walk through shadows not because they are meant to live there, but because they are meant to light the path for others one day. You are one of those souls. She can see it even if you can't yet. She tells you that there is nothing wrong with you for feeling lost. Feeling lost simply means you are in the process of outgrowing your old life. You are shedding beliefs, habits, fears, and identities that no longer fit. It feels like loss, but it is liberation. It feels like falling, but it is expansion. It feels like confusion, but it is transformation. You are not malfunctioning. You are evolving. She reminds you that every caterpillar must dissolve into something unrecognizable before it becomes a butterfly. Every seed must crack open to grow. Every star must collapse before it bursts into brilliance. She tells you that your spirit knows what it's doing even when your mind does not. She wants you to trust the process even when the process feels unbearable. She tells you that you are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to outgrow environments. You are allowed to outgrow versions of yourself that once felt safe but now feel restricting. Growth is not betrayal. It is your birthright. She tells you that one of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they must shrink to stay loved. But real love, love from people who are meant to walk with you, is not threatened by your evolution. Real love expands as you expand. Real love celebrates your transformation. Real love does not require you to dim your brilliance to make someone else comfortable. She tells you that you are not too much. You are not too intense. You are not too ambitious. You are not too emotional. You are simply becoming the fullest version of yourself, and that version will not be understood by everyone. And that is okay. Your mission is not to be understood. Your mission is to be real. She wants you to know that pain doesn't mean you're failing. Pain means you're healing. Growth stretches the soul. Change rearranges your insides. Becoming someone new requires letting go of who you used to be, and that shedding is rarely comfortable. She tells you to be gentle with yourself during this season. You are doing the best you can with the tools you have, and you are learning more tools every day. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to keep going. She tells you that comparison is one of the quickest ways to steal your joy. Your path is not supposed to look like anyone else's. Your timing is not supposed to match anyone else's. You are not meant to follow someone else's blueprint. You are meant to create your own. She reminds you that some people find their purpose early. Others find it later. Some people rise fast. Others rise slowly but steadily. Neither is superior. Both are necessary. Both are beautiful. Both are valid. She tells you that your journey is handcrafted for your soul. No detour is wasted. No heartbreak is pointless. No disappointment is empty. Everything you've experienced has planted something inside you: wisdom, resilience, empathy, strength, clarity. Every piece matters. Every moment counts. She knows you worry about your future. She knows you lie awake imagining scenarios, outcomes, pressures, expectations. She tells you softly that the future is not your enemy. The future is waiting for you, waiting for your courage, your growth, your readiness. The future wants to meet you. She wants you to shift your fear into curiosity. What if everything works out? What if life surprises you? What if the things you're afraid of losing are things you were never meant to hold forever? What if the things you dream of are actually on their way to you, arriving slowly, silently, piece by piece, in ways you cannot yet notice? She tells you that blessings often arrive disguised as challenges because challenges expand you into someone capable of holding blessings responsibly. She knows you've been disappointed before. She knows you've tried and failed. She knows you've given your heart to things that didn't last. She knows you've put effort into things that didn't grow. But she also knows that none of those experiences were wasted. You learned. You grew. You deepened. You became more. She tells you that rejection is not a verdict. Rejection is redirection. Closed doors do not mean you're unworthy, they mean you're being guided elsewhere. She tells you not to hold bitterness in your heart. Bitterness blocks blessings. Let it go. Free yourself. Your next chapter needs a lighter version of you. She sees the softness in you, the part that still hopes, still cares. Still wants to try even after the world has been unkind. She tells you that softness is not a weakness. It is one of your greatest strengths. Hardened hearts cannot create. Hardened hearts cannot imagine. Hardened hearts cannot love deeply. She tells you that the world needs people like you, people who feel, people who care, people who dare to dream even after being disappointed. Your softness is your superpower. She tells you that you don't have to change who you are to survive the world. You simply have to become stronger at being yourself. She tells you that courage is not loud. Courage is choosing to try again when everything in you wants to retreat. Courage is being kind in a world that rewards cruelty. Courage is being hopeful in a world that glorifies cynicism. Courage is believing in your own voice even when no one echoes it back to you. She knows you crave clarity. She wants you to understand that clarity comes through movement, not overthinking. Take one step. Then another. Then another. The path reveals itself through action. You don't need the whole map. You just need the next step. Life will meet you halfway. She tells you not to wait until you feel ready. People rarely feel ready for the things that matter most. Readiness is created through doing, through trying, through learning, through failing, through rising again. You are more ready than you think. She wants you to forgive yourself for the times you stayed too long. The times you walked away too soon, the times you believed the wrong people, the times you doubted your own worth, the times you silenced your intuition, the times you let fear choose for you. You were learning. You were evolving. You were becoming. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself so that your future is not built from chains. She tells you that you deserve goodness, not because you've earned it, but because you exist. Life is not keeping score. Life is offering you opportunities to grow into joy, into peace, into purpose. She tells you that you are capable of more than the world has led you to believe. You are capable of changing your life. You are capable of rising from any setback. You are capable of building something extraordinary out of ordinary beginnings. She wants you to stop playing small. Stop hiding. Stop shrinking. Stop pretending you don't want more when your soul keeps whispering that you do. Your dreams are not accidents. They are instructions. She tells you that you are not alone. Even in your darkest moments, even in your quietest battles, even when you feel forgotten, you are not alone. You are guided. You are supported. You are watched over by forces you cannot see. She believes you will rise because she has seen people rise from worse. She believes you will overcome because she sees the fire in you. She believes you will succeed because you have something inside you that refuses to die. Even on your worst days. She believes in your greatness even when you feel small. She believes in your future even when you cannot imagine it. She believes in your spirit because your spirit has survived every storm so far. She looks at you one more time, her eyes filled with the kind of steady love that holds people together when they cannot hold themselves, and she tells you that the world is waiting for the version of you that is about to emerge. Not the version shaped by fear, but the one shaped by resilience. Not the version shaped by doubt, but the one shaped by courage. Not the version shaped by old wounds, but the one shaped by healed strength. You are not at the end. You are at the turning point. And the life you want, its love, its success, its peace, its abundance, its joy, is already moving toward you. All you have to do is keep going. She takes a slow breath, as though gathering every lesson she has learned, every piece of wisdom she has earned through years of holding families together, lifting spirits, and believing in people long before they believed in themselves. Her voice becomes softer, deeper, like the final note of a long song, the part that lingers in the air even after the music stops. She tells you that one of the most important truths you will ever learn is that becoming yourself fully is the greatest gift you can give to the world. Not the version of you shaped by expectations. Not the version shaped by fear. Not the version shaped by past wounds or people who didn't see your worth. But the truest, bravest, most expansive version of you, the one that rises when the world quiets down, the one that whispers to you in moments of stillness, the one that has been waiting patiently for you to choose it. She tells you that life will offer you many identities. People will try to hand you labels based on their own limitations. Some will underestimate you. Some will try to define you by who you were, not who you are becoming. Some will only see the surface. But she wants you to remember that the truest reflection of who you are comes from within, not from the eyes of others. She wants you to stop measuring yourself by temporary circumstances. You are not your mistakes. You are not your losses. You are not your fears. You are not the version of yourself you had to be to survive. You are everything you are becoming, everything you are growing into, everything you are capable of that you haven't even touched yet. She tells you that courage often looks quiet. It looks like sitting with discomfort instead of running from it. It looks like telling yourself the truth even when the truth scares you. It looks like saying no to things that drain you and yes to things that demand your growth. It looks like choosing to believe in possibilities when your mind whispers doubts. She wants you to understand that the life you desire is not built from massive leaps alone, it is built from small, consistent choices. The choice to believe in yourself. The choice to rise one more time. The choice to speak kindly to yourself. The choice to let go of what hurts. The choice to hold on to what heals. The choice to step forward even when the path is foggy. She tells you that you cannot stay in the waiting room of your own life forever. There comes a moment when you must walk through the door, even if you don't know what's on the other side. The world does not reward hesitation, it rewards boldness. And your soul is ready to be bold. She smiles, as if remembering every person she has ever seen transform their life, those who started with doubt, with fear, with nothing but a tiny spark, and she tells you that all of them had one thing in common. They decided to try again, differently, bravely, consistently. They decided to become the person their dreams needed them to be. And now, it is your turn. She tells you that love is coming into your life in new forms, love from people who will understand you, love from places you have not yet seen, love from opportunities that will nourish the deepest parts of your being. She tells you that peace is coming. Success is coming. Fulfillment is coming. Not because you wish for it, but because you are doing the inner work that aligns you with it. She wants you to let go of your fear of starting over. Starting over is not failure. Starting over is evidence of strength, evidence of clarity. Evidence of a soul unwilling to settle for less than what it deserves. You are not going backwards, you are beginning again with more wisdom. She tells you that you do not need to have everything perfect before you move forward. Perfection is a cage, but progress is freedom. Let yourself be imperfect. Let yourself learn. Let yourself make mistakes that grow you. Let yourself evolve out loud. You are not meant to be flawless, you are meant to be real. She places her hand gently over yours, not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, in that human way that transcends space, and tells you the truth you've been avoiding. You are allowed to change your story. At any time. In any chapter. For any reason. You do not owe the world the version of you that is exhausted. You do not owe anyone an explanation for choosing a path that makes your soul feel alive. She reminds you that the world is shaped by people who dare to rewrite their own narratives. People who refuse to stay trapped in roles that no longer fit. People who walk away from what dims their spirit and move toward what ignites it. You are allowed to do the same. She tells you that one day, you will look back at this moment with gratitude, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. Because it pushed you into your next evolution. Because it taught you what you would have never learned in comfort. Because it shaped your resilience. Your character, your capacity to love and to lead. She tells you that you are not becoming stronger. You already are strong, you're just discovering the strength you had all along. She wants you to trust yourself deeply. Trust the voice inside you that refuses to be silenced. Trust the pull toward something greater. Trust the timing of your life even when it confuses you. Trust the way everything is aligning behind the scenes. Trust the whispers of your intuition more than the noise of the world. She tells you that you are worthy of a life that excites you. Worthy of relationships that uplift you. Worthy of opportunities that challenge and expand you. Worthy of dreams that once scared you. Worthy of joy without guilt. Worthy of being seen. Worthy of being loved deeply. worthy of taking up space, worthy of becoming someone you're proud of. She leans back just slightly, the way someone does when they have given you everything they came to say, and she lets the silence settle for a moment, a silence filled with love, belief, and something almost holy. Then she tells you the final, most important truth she wants you to carry into your life from this moment on: the world is not waiting for someone better. It is waiting for you. Not a perfect you. Not a fearless you. Not a flawless you. Just you, the you who is willing to grow, to try, to rise, to dream, to hope, to begin again. She tells you that you are far more powerful than you realize. That you are standing at the edge of your becoming. That everything you are seeking is already seeking you. And then, with a soft smile full of certainty, she speaks the words that close the message, the words meant to live inside you long after this moment ends: go. Your future is ready. Your strength is ready. Your life, your real life, is ready. And you are ready too.